While walking through the wilderness, you must look out for dangers both big and small. While we mostly think of tigers, lions, bears, and crocodiles, another extremely dangerous animal may be slithering past completely unseen. We're obviously talking about snakes, the deadly reptiles that can bring down even the biggest of animals with a venomous bite. But as dangerous as snakes are, they aren't the apex predators out there. In fact, there are several instances where the snake is itself in considerable danger of attacks. Don't believe us? Well, let's take a look at the 15 times snakes regretted messing with the wrong animals. Number 15. Cats. While you may not want to believe that your pet cat can be so vicious as to take down a snake, no one can deny that these felines have a natural ability to fight snakes. Cats are armed with impressive reaction times, which allows them to dodge incoming strikes and attack the snake in turn. This cat isn't messing around. It goes for the kill, striking the snake repeatedly with its claws. At the same time, the animal is ready to jump out of the way whenever the serpent strikes back. A few blows later, the snake seems to be too injured or dazed to defend itself. Then, the cat simply grabs it and runs away. Looks like the snake will be this stray cat's meal for the day. This next cat takes a similar approach in dealing with the snake. It lashes out at the animal, almost resembling a boxer fighting his opponent. To be fair, the snake isn't just taking those hits laying down either. It too tries to hit back, but the cat maintains a safe distance so as not to get bitten. After several punches and strikes from both ends, the snake does seem exhausted. Wonder how long this fight can continue before the serpent simply gives up. Number 14. Bobcats. Well, if house cats can be this dangerous to snakes, you can imagine just how dangerous a bobcat would be. These animals seem like natural snake hunters, taking down even venomous serpents with the utmost ease. This bobcat suddenly starts swiping away at something, and soon, a rattlesnake comes into the picture. Both animals lash out at each other as the snake realizes that it's now in the fight for its life. The bobcat fights similar to the cats you saw before, striking at the enemy rapidly and jumping out of the way of its counterattacks. The bout finally ends when the bobcat grabs and crunches on the poisonous serpent's head. With its opponent neutralized, the bobcat carries the carcass away in its mouth. Number 13. Honey badger. If there's one animal that can match the cats in their ability to take down snakes, it is the honey badger. Known as fearless hunters, honey badgers routinely punch above their weight. Honey badgers are highly resistant to snake venom, which gives it an upper hand in fights with serpents. In this clip, honey badger tangles with the mole snake. Even though this serpent isn't venomous, it can still kill the badger through constriction. The mole snake repeatedly bites the badger on its head, but the honey badger simply doesn't back down. When all else fails, the snake decides to get the hell out of there, but its opponent isn't about to let that happen. Soon, the honey badger holds the snake down and crushes its head with a bite, and with that move, the honey badger has secured its meal. In this clip, a cobra decides to climb a tree and seek safety from a honey badger on the prowl, but the badger is right on its tail and climbs the tree in just a bit. There, it goes straight for the snake and starts to assault it. The cobra, seeing no way, jumps down from the tree to save itself. But the fight continues on land, where the honey badger finally crunches the head of the snake and finally puts an end to it. Number 12. Minks. In the same family as badgers, minks are known to be just as fearless. They routinely hunt a wide range of animals, snakes being one of them. Any serpent foolish enough to mess with the mink may have to pay the ultimate price. This mink has spotted a snake, and it immediately starts assaulting the slippery animal's tail end. The snake tries to get away by seeking shelter underwater and underneath a rock. But its determined attacker isn't about to let this opportunity go to waste. The snake barely fights back, instead putting all its energy into trying to escape and hide. After a while, the snake is dead and squarely stuck. Well, the mink has won the fight, but it looks like it has no option but to eat only parts of its well-deserved meal. Number 11. Mongoose. Mongoose are perhaps the animal that's the most adept at taking down snakes. Firstly, they are exceptionally quick, and this speed allows them to dodge incoming attacks effectively. Next, they are extremely resistant to most snakes' venoms, which means they can survive deadly bites. This makes them even more fearless when facing off against snakes. In this fight, the mongoose adopts a wise approach. Rather than risking injury by standing and fighting, it decides to run in, attack the cobra, and then quickly run off. The snake raises its head and threatens the opponent, and even tries to strike when it charges in. But the speed and agility of the mongoose makes this almost impossible. At one point, the cobra moves backwards, keeping close watch, wary of the mongoose's return. Fortunately, the cobra manages to get out of the situation with its life. In this next clip, the yellow mongoose comes face to face with a huge Cape cobra. Once again, the animal leaps in, attacks, and then jumps back just as the snake is about to strike. This back and forth goes on for some time. Even though the serpent is holding its own in the fight, you can see that it soon exits its hiding space. It then moves away, all the while defending against the mongoose's attacks. In the end, the Cape cobra has no other option but to seek refuge in its burrow underground, because the mongoose keeps following close at its heel and doesn't seem to be giving up anytime soon. Number 10. Gerbil. It's understandable that mongoose and badgers would pose a danger to snakes, but you wouldn't expect rodents to stand up to snakes, especially since snakes often prey on rats, mice, and gerbils. But even these smaller animals can hit back when the right opportunity presents itself. This gerbil might not look intimidating at first due to its size, but its sharp canines and claws can still do significant damage to an attacking snake. So, when a serpent looking for an easy hunt approaches, the snake must take care to only attack when the gerbil's back is turned to it. But this plan doesn't work, as the gerbil immediately turns and faces its opponent rather than running. It even rushes out at the snake, and the attacker simply isn't prepared to face such an audacious defense. In the end, the snake decides that the risk far outweighs the reward in this case, and backs down. Number 9. Kangaroo rat. You'd be foolish to assume that kangaroo rats are the same as ordinary rats. For one, the kangaroo rat's senses are far more advanced than normal rodents. They can detect even the slightest of movements in complete darkness, and such abilities often save their lives in the event of snake attacks. This kangaroo rat shows why snakes shouldn't mess with it. It kicks a huge chunk of sand at the snake's face. The shot hits the bullseye. What's really amazing is that all of this happens in complete darkness. In this one, a snake pounces on an unaware kangaroo rat, but instead of the rodent falling victim to the serpent's stealthy attack, the kangaroo rat leaps several feet at the very last moment and evades the strike. In another encounter, the kangaroo rat does the same. It leaps high and then lands right on the snake's head before escaping. Finally, in another situation, the kangaroo rat not only jumps out of the way, but also kicks incredibly hard at the snake's face when evading the attack. Now that's embarrassing, being kicked right in the mouth by your prey. Number 8. Sand cat. Sand cats may look like your ordinary cat, but they are nothing but. They are used to living in much more rough terrain and sharing their habitat with a range of dangerous animals. Snakes are one of the creatures that sand cats may have to face from time to time. In this clip, you can see the snake immediately become alert and ready to fight when it spots the sand cat. The serpent knows this isn't going to be an easy struggle by any means. The sand cat rushes into an attack and strikes the snake on its head with its paw. And just like that, the fight is underway. The sand cat's reflexes allow it to attack and then jump back at tremendous pace. The snake simply can't do anything when facing such odds. In the end, the serpent is grievously wounded in the fight and seems like it won't survive. The sand cat sits there even as the snake is drawing its last breaths. Number 7. Fennec fox. Fennec foxes, like sand cats, must adapt to their surroundings, and a big part of that is going up against dangerous and deadly vipers. While they are lightweight contenders, Fennec foxes are extremely quick on their feet and have impressive reflexes, both of which are indispensable tools when fighting snakes, as we have seen before. A fennec fox notices a snake nearby and doesn't waste any time in formulating an attack plan. It heads straight for the serpent and begins assaulting it. After trying to attack and failing a couple of times, the fox finally goes for a bite. It picks up the snake in its mouth and throws it a few feet away. It then keeps targeting the snake's tail end to minimize the chances of a bite. Eventually, this tactic seemed to have worked since the fennec fox can be seen dragging the half-dead snake away to a safe spot. It then proceeds to crunch on the serpent's body. Number 6. Dogs. Some dog species were originally bred to root out small animals that would wreak havoc in farms. Even today, these dogs hold on to their killer instinct when faced with the animals they were supposed to eradicate. For some of them, it means attacking snakes whenever they spot one. 2 pet Jack Russell dogs can be seen in this clip with a huge snake. They've caught the animal skulking in their home, it seems, and are now torturing it brutally. Without an ounce of fear, the 2 dogs take turns to bite into the serpent and jerk their heads violently. The dogs are careful not to venture too close to the captured creature's mouth, instead targeting its tail and mid-body. The snake retaliates too, but seems more intent to get away than to prolong this fight. In the end, the snake does get away alive, but it must have been badly hurt in the struggle. Who knew dogs could be so brutal against snakes? Once again, it's a Jack Russell against the snake. Only this time, the dog is much more violent than in the last clip. It goes straight for the serpent as it tries to slither away. The dog not only bites into the snake, but also swings it terribly. The jerking motion combined with the sheer strength of the bite leaves the snake unable to fight. But the dog does not relent and keeps biting and jerking it as long as the snake moves. By the end of the clip, you can see that the serpent has gone limp and isn't moving around. Looks like it got murdered by the pet dog here. This dog seems curious and is just barking at the snake. The serpent should have taken this as a warning and just backed off. But instead, the animal decides to fight. It strikes at the dog, enraging it further. The dog then picks it up and jerks around, with the snake flailing from its mouth. The brutal assault goes on for some time. After the dog lets go, the snake still moves, but much more faintly. The attacker doesn't stop and bites into it again. Finally, the snake becomes immobile. Number 5. Tarantula. When talking about snakes and their enemies, you don't often think of spiders. But tarantulas aren't just normal spiders. These scary creatures can take down a variety of animals that get in their way. But do you think a tarantula can win when facing off against snakes? In this clip, a fertile ant skulks towards a burrow looking for food. It expects to find rodents, perhaps a rat inside. But unbeknownst to it, this burrow isn't holding a mere rodent. Inside is a dangerous tarantula. As the snake slithers inside, the two come face to face and a fight erupts between the two. The spider stings the snake during the altercation, and it ends up dead in just a few minutes. The tarantula's venom is literally dissolving the snake from the inside out as the spider gets ready for its meal. Number 4. Snake eagle. You know an animal has mastered the art of killing snakes when the animal itself has the word snake in its name. Snake eagles are incredibly violent towards most serpents, attacking them with their highly sharp talons and beaks. This snake eagle is standing on top of a snake, even as the captured animal writhes and moves around. Then, the snake eagle bends down and rips into the snake's flesh. It pulls out the unfortunate snake's insides and feeds on it. This snake has to literally watch its attacker eat it alive. Now that's one bird no serpent should mess with. In this clip, the snake eagle doesn't go all out and kill the cobra, perhaps because the snake is quite big. The cobra is also ready for the fight, raising its head as if to warn its attacker to back off. Once, the snake eagle grabs the serpent's tail and pulls it for a while, but the continuous threats and hissing from the snake makes it an incredibly difficult kill. In the end, even though the snake eagle flies off to look for food elsewhere, things could have ended badly for this cobra. Number 3. Owl. Talking of birds, we can't forget to mention how effective owls are in bringing down snakes. While these birds mostly target smaller snakes, they have perfected the technique necessary to catch the slithery animals. In this one, you see just how owls go about hunting snakes. The owl walks around in the grass looking for a snake. After finding the target, it quickly takes up position and literally jumps on top of the snake. After holding it down with its talons, the owl uses its beak to crunch at it. Then, when the snake is finally dead and there's no opposition of any kind, the owl flies off with its meal tucked safely inside its beak. Number 2. Secretary bird. No bird is perhaps more dangerous for snakes than the secretary bird. If you don't know why, perhaps you haven't seen one of these birds in action. Secretary birds have incredibly powerful legs. With these legs, the birds can kick and trample almost any snake to death. In this clip, a secretary bird spots a snake in the grassland and immediately goes for the kill. It runs towards the target and delivers a bevy of kicks, much like a kickboxer. The fight is over before it even begins. Even so, the bird keeps trampling on its chosen victim for some time to ensure that it's dead. Then, with ease, it picks the dead snake up and gulps it down within seconds. Number 1. Meerkats. Meerkats are extremely territorial animals that try to fight off even the most dangerous predators when they get too close to their burrows. That's exactly what happens in this clip. A cobra veers too close to a meerkat burrow, and the meerkats decide to gang up on the snake to protect the other family members. They surround the trespasser and attack it from all sides. The cobra can fight off 1 or 2 of the meerkats, but it cannot defend against so many at once. Seeing no other opportunity, the cobra decides to leave without further incident. A smart move in the face of insurmountable danger. A similar thing happens in this one. A cobra notices a lone meerkat and mistakes it to be an easy meal. While cobras can easily kill a loner like this, meerkats are rarely ever alone. As soon as the snake closes in, a whole mob of meerkats arrive as backup. Now, it's the snake that's in danger. With so many meerkats, the snake must defend and attack at the same time. However, the meerkats are quick enough to evade the serpent's jaws. Now this is a situation the cobra didn't plan to be in, and likely regrets right about now. As you can see, snakes are vulnerable too, just like any other animal out there. While they are still to be feared and respected, we must also acknowledge that they aren't invincible. Keeping that in mind, which of these face-offs did you enjoy the most? Which other animal do you think can really take the fight to snakes? Let us know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed watching, make sure to drop a like and share the video with friends and family. You should also go ahead, click the subscribe button, and turn on all notifications using the bell icon to never miss any of our future updates. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon in another exciting video. Take care!